Welcome everybody at World Port Hackathon 2017. My name is Dolf van Duivenbode. I'm a Rotterdam-based journalist and I'm here with two lovely gentlemen, Dirk and Michiel from SmartPort. SmartPort has been a co-creator with the World Port Hackathon for quite a few years.
Yes.
Why is it so important?
Well, it's the third time that we're doing this, and it's important because we believe that you really have to combine different data sets to come to synergy and to real innovation. And before the hackathon existed, there was no collaboration between a number of parties to work on, let's say, port-related hacking. Not really. And now you see that companies like Intertransis, TNO, the Port of Rotterdam, Customs, they are sharing their data so the hackers can use that. So that was completely new to us. And we thought, being SmartPort and wanted to improve the port by having better insight in data and combinations, that the hackathon was important to be part of.
Yeah, it's quite remarkable that that is the effect, but it's quite a big effect for a one-day event.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think it's even, yes, it's a one-day event, but it doesn't stop after today. The beauty of the hackathon is that it has a starting point, that will be today, but there's also a follow-up. So there will be coaching of the winners. Good ideas will be taken up by companies. We see a number of examples of the past years that are now becoming a real company or an application. So it doesn't stop today. So it's not a 24-hour event, it's not one day, but it's the start of a process. And that's the part that I like a lot about
Yeah, that's
the hackathon.
nicely said. The start of a process. There's not only this 24-hour cooking pressure, but it's only the beginning. What do you hope for, Dirk, that will happen from today? What do you hope for that the hackers will hack for you?
Eventually, the whole idea is that they will come up with new solutions, new apps, and so on and so forth, which will help eventually the sport to innovate further. That's actually the main goal eventually of this event.
Yeah. And is it the importance? Can you stress maybe the importance of the collaboration? What news it will bring?
The collaboration we stress at SmartPort is what we actually say the triple helix collaboration. So between the government, between business and science. We think this is of essential importance because if you look at all the trends that are coming, digitalization, automation, but also the energy transition, eventually you will need each other. You need each other to face these issues. You can't face them on your own. So you need each other. That's actually the essence. And science is of major importance when this whole issue. It's the basis eventually, the facts and the figures, which eventually will help also this port and this whole cluster, which is located here in Rotterdam, to make the next step.
Yeah, exactly. And are you the software engineer or the program engineer at SmartPort?
I'm the program manager.
Program manager, because that collaboration, how is that in your everyday work? How does it?
How it affects?
Yeah, how it affects your everyday work.
Actually, of course, we have contact with all three different parties. Of course, we have the contact with the scientists, which are at this moment researching on more than 50 projects. The partners of these projects are the companies, so of course we are also in contact with them. What are they going to do with the research results? Do they want to change things? Do they want to, for example, deploy new research also that they can benefit from? And the same as with the government. The government is also always there if we have, for example, community sessions. They're always there to meet, to share, and to have, let's say, mutual development and innovation.
In addition to what Dirk says, is that we are combining three worlds that don't understand each other. It sounds maybe a bit harsh, but it's the truth. A company looks at the university and says, yeah, that's too far away, that's not our business, that's not going to happen. We have a government that wants to decide a lot for companies what's the best future for them. So they don't really understand each other. And what we try to do at SmartPort is to find some common topics that they all three have to work on, and they can really help each other in that and strengthen that. So it's truly synergy that you can create. And that's not daily life of SmartPort only, but you see the same here. Yeah, I just saw some people of the Dutch Customs. I saw Rijkswaterstaat, the national government. I saw local government, I see startup companies, I see Marek Straatmans of Port XL, I see a lot of different people from, let's say, the innovation ecosystem coming together here to talk and to work on specific topics. And that's, I think, the beauty of the hackathon, is that you talk about quite concrete topics, and you're going to work on that and think about it from all your different angles to make something really come true. It's a system innovation that you get all together. So that's why you need to bring them all together and understand each other.
Exactly, and because it's very interesting, what is then that the consumer, what is the benefit from the consumer, or the biggest changes from the consumer in these coming years?
Yeah, interesting. That's the so-called quadruple helix. In the past we talked about only the triple helix, but now it's the quadruple helix. So how is the consumer, the end user, influencing the other three? And there are a lot. I mean, it's a big change in the past 5 to 10 years, is that consumers decide at the end what producers are making. And of course that was always the case, but now it's much more clear and much faster how the demands and the questions and the desires of consumers is going to producers and how they're going to adjust their products.
Can you give an example?
Booking.com, Uber, all those kind of examples is you want to have transport, you want to have a hotel room, and you don't care who's going to deliver it. It has to be reliable, it has to be cheap, it has to be fast, that's what you want.
Yeah.
So this morning with the example of Paul Smits, the chairman of SmartPort, he was giving the opening lecture and he says, I needed something from bol.com and I ordered it before 11 o'clock, and the same afternoon it was there. I mean, that's something what consumer wants. Consumer wants to have something fast, so the logistics system has been changed. It can be delivered fast, that's a completely system innovation that you get in that way.
Yeah, I also read about an idea of the Tinder for trucks.
Yeah.
It was read somewhere, which is very smart to think about it that way. How can trucks find each other? But you have to shift the way you're looking at logistics, I think.
Thanks, yeah, we came up with this term.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Thank you very much. It's good that you quote me.
Wow.
So it's trademarked, by the way, but it's good that you use it. Truck tendering is a good idea. First of all, a lot of people know what tendering is, and the idea is simple. You want something and you find something else that also wants the same thing. If you look at logistics and you look at truck platooning, you do the same. So you need a platform how you can find each other. And not to use Tinder, but to use the word marketplace is maybe better. I don't know. It sounds like a meat market now, but you need a marketplace so you can find each other. So you want to go somewhere with your container on a certain date. How can you find others that want to do the same? And if you do it together, you can have a benefit, a financial benefit, but there's also a value case. The use of roads and the pressure on the environment will be less if you combine it. That's the ultimate goal, of course, of truck platooning. Truck platooning is not having technology on the road. Truck platooning is about optimizing cargo flows. That's what you do. So you need the marketplace, the tendering, to find each other. Then you need a technology to really make it happen.
It's interesting because we spoke to each other, of course, last year. And every time now again, I think, oh, there's so much more possible, and I think it's very inspiring because there is so much possible. And if you look at it this way, are you eager to, continue and develop?
And now the big trick, and that's also maybe a change within SmartPort. Our focus on scientific knowledge development. That's what we do to really have the facts and figures to make your decisions upon. And what you see now is that we develop much more facts and figures for deployment and real implementation. Like take the example of truck platooning. Now we know which routes are the most important. We know how many trucks are eligible for truck platooning. We know the value case for 100 truck platoons per day in 2020. So that's the ambition that we have now with many, many parties around us. For instance, in the roadmap Next Economy, we want to have 100 truck platoons per day leaving the port of Rotterdam in 2020, which is an amazing ambition, but we're going to make it happen. So it's not only about thinking what you can do, but this is how can you make it happen. That's what we're doing now.
I don't doubt it. How can we make it happen? It's a very good last quote. Thank you very much, Michiel and Dirk Koppenol, Thank you for watching. Make it happen in the next 24 hours. But as we learned, it's only the beginning. Thank you very much.